guys, it's Jen. I wanted to quickly show you how you can use my new printables that are in my shop at craftygenscow.com on a scrapbook layout. So I created them to use for home decor, and I will try to insert a picture here of it used. I made this specific cut file for my sister, and you can read more about that on my blog. But I wanted to show you how you could use it on a layout. So I am using it for this photo of my brand new nephew. This is little Wesley, and I am using the 5x7 version of the print. So it comes in a 5x7 and an 8x10 version, and I printed it on vellum. And I think that's a fun way to incorporate things like this. So with that in mind, I will tell you that I have already started kind of assembling this page and thinking about what I might do, and pulled out a bunch of stuff I'm just creating from my stash and from bits and scraps of different papers. I did pull a bunch of papers from the Craft Market paper pad because it has those nice soft blues and some neutral colors that looked really nice with this. And I will go ahead and, I also pulled out this little manila file folder thing that I thought I could write some journaling on, and I stapled this little calendar that says August on it. He was born on August 31st, and that came from the paper pad. I just cut off the A because it was pink, and then that way I could just fold it over onto this little file folder. So I'm going to go ahead and speed up the rest of the process so that you can watch, but I wanted to show you how you can use these printables on layouts. So I'm just going to pull everything off. Like I said, I already kind of played around with these papers and layering them up a bit. So I'm just going to finalize my layers. I have a bunch of scraps, and that wood grain piece is from a Maggie Holmes paper pad. And because I have them all laid out, what I like to do is to adhere them from the top down so that I can make sure I get everything aligned the way that I like it. So I am just putting adhesive behind that vellum piece where it connects to the photo so that you don't see it, because it's hard to adhere vellum sometimes. So I either use staples or hide my adhesive. That little blue paper is from Dear Lizzie. I think it's from her Lucky Charm collection a while back, but I love it because it says, "I love you to the stars and back," or something like that. And it's just really cute. So while I'm just adhering these layers, the story behind this layout is, so my first printable in my shop, this is the "I love you the most in a million" phrase. And this is something that my sister and my daughter started saying to each other when my daughter was just little. And they used to say, I love you more, I love you the most, and then I love you the most in a million. And then they just started saying, I love you the most in a million to each other all the time. Well, I wanted to make my sister a printable for her boys' room, so now she has 2 little boys, and I was wondering what to do, and she was telling me this about how she says this phrase to her little boys now, and so I thought that was the perfect phrase to give her. So this is actually this print. I printed the 8x10 size and framed it in a big 11x17 frame and gave it to her, and so that she can hang it in her little boy's room. So I wanted to use it on this layout to talk about brand new baby Wesley, and I thought it would just work perfectly for this. So I'm trying to decide where to place that file folder. I want to make sure that where it overlaps the layers, it doesn't look weird or anything. Like, I just wanted to make sure that I had it in the right spot. It's a bit of a different color. Everything else is kind of a really light cream or white, but it doesn't bother me because I have a lot of neutrals going on. So what I plan to do is just write all of my journaling inside of this folder, and then I'll fold it up, and when it's in the page protector, you won't really be able to tell. I'm going to draw a little arrow so that you know that there's something in there. But on the front of the page, I'm just going to put Wesley's stats, like the day he was born and how big and everything like that. So that is my plan. I'm just writing with my black Muji pen and just writing out the story that I just told you. How my sister calls her, or she says to her kids now, I love you the most in a million. And I love that phrase has kind of stuck around. And so I just love it. So just writing that all down, and I wanted to say thanks to all of my new subscribers. I'm glad that you're here. And if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to leave them in the comments below. So now I'm going to stamp the date inside here, the date of my journaling, because on the front, I'm just going to put the date of his birth. So I'm just stamping September 2015 with my Chamel roller date stamp. And I'll just let that kind of sit there. It doesn't close all the way when the layout's just sitting there, but in the page protector, obviously it will. So I'm looking for a little arrow stamp, and I thought that there was one on one of my Felicity Jane stamp sets. And there are some on there, but they are bigger than what I need. And so I just circle the 31 on here because he was born on August 31st. And then I went over to my typewriter and just typed up his name, time of birth, and I don't think I did the time, but I did the date and how much he weighed and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to decide where I want to place that. And I'm going to struggle a bit with how to place that. So what I decide to do instead is to just get to embellishing and then let my embellishments kind of dictate where that journaling goes. So like I said, I had already pulled out a bunch of stuff I might want to use on this layout. So I'm just looking through those things. These are some little paper clips that are from, I believe they're from Teresa Collins. I could be wrong. I got them in a Scraptastic kit quite a while back. And one of them's white with gold stripes and the other one's just a blue color. And I thought it might be cute to kind of hold that journaling down. And I will end up using it like that. I also thought I might use a doily. This is a Maggie Holmes gold doily. I just flipped it over to the white side and I don't end up using it. It just doesn't quite work out. Although I do think doilies would work even on a boyish layout. I'm looking at these Amy Tangerine stickers right now. I don't end up using those either. That little gray heart that's striped on the file folder right now is from that Heidi Swap. Those are brand new puffy stickers from her newest release. I can't remember what it's called, but I'll make sure to link to it below. Actually, I'm not going to link to it below because I didn't end up using it. I only link to stuff that I actually use. I'm using these stickers that I got at Target, and they're by K & Company. They're little puffy hearts. I know a lot of people were excited to get those and use those when they had them at Target, and I bought a couple of packages. I recently saw some that were just pink and red at Walmart, so be sure to check that out and they were only $1. So I bought a couple packages. So be sure to check that out if you're interested. I'm just trying to adjust these paper clips. They kind of got tangled up in the back and they're making the page lift up quite a lot, and I didn't want that. So even still, I did put some thin foam adhesive behind that striped piece. So now, I think I missed where I stapled down with my tiny attacher that piece of vellum to the wood grain piece of paper there. And now I am switching out all of those puffy stickers, those hearts, for white ones. I just want it to be a little bit more subtle. I did also add an Evilicious camera puffy sticker. It's just gray. It's really subtle, so I like it. And now I'm just adjusting where I'm going to put that journaling little strip thing that I made, and trying to decide if I want to add some blue enamel dots. I'm going to keep this fairly simple. I like the idea of adding in a bit of green, and so I'm thinking about that as I'm going through these are my mist color swatches, but I'm going to go ahead and add some of this blue mist, and it's Bazinga. Just adding that to I felt like that white spot was way white, and so I use that save this date. I like the green added to this a lot. So it just adds, it brings in that printable a little bit more. And that's from an older collection. I'll link to it if it's still available. I thought I might use some of these My Mind's Eye word stickers, but they didn't quite match and I just decided not to. So I'm looking for something else that's green that I can add to the layout. And I look through my stash for a lot of different things, and I'll go back and forth a few times. I found this puffy sticker from Close to My Heart. I think it's from their Chalk It Up line, and it matches the green and it looks okay, but I'll end up switching it out. So I was just pointing at the 3 areas of green. So now I've got a triangle, a visual triangle going on. Here's where I just draw a little arrow. It's not perfect, but it looks fine. I got a little ink splatter on my file folder, but I'm not too worried about it. I added some more staples to, where did I add the staples? Oh, the white cardstock on the edge. You can't see it very well. And now I'm going to add some stitching. So I'm stitching a border around the entire layout, and then I'm also going to stitch through the sticker that says save this date, and then I will stitch on the photo as well. So I'm sorry that you can't exactly see what I'm doing there. I just keep my sewing machine sitting on my desk. If you're on Periscope, I did a video yesterday of my craft room, just a tour of the craft room. So if you're watching this when it goes live today, which is Friday, you can probably still watch that. It'll be live until 7:30. If not, I will be doing another one soon. I mean, I'll be uploading a craft room tour video to my YouTube channel soon. But I'm Jen_Scow on Periscope if you want to watch that. So I stitched on the photo. I'm just pulling the threads to the back of the layout so that I can adhere those down. I just use a little bit of washi tape for that. And then I'm going to add a bit of washi tape to the front of the layout and take off that green heart. You'll see that here in just a second. It just ends up not being what I want. So here's the washi tape. It's from Bella Boulevard. I take off that heart, I replace it with the white one, and then I'm just going to put a strip of this ripped washi tape underneath that layer. So I'll just get a perfect strip, and then that's going to complete the layout. So I hope that that has been interesting for you, and that you can think of a way to use printables, mine or anyone else's, on your layouts. So don't forget to stop by my blog at CraftyJenScow.com to see still photos, which are also coming up here at the end. And while you're there, check out the new cut files and printables in my shop. You can just click on the classes and shop tab at the top. Thanks so much for watching, and I truly appreciate all of your support. Have a great day.